Hi, dear travelers. You are with NU's YouTube, and today we are going to explore the beauty of Philippines. Let's start the journey.
Land of tropical islands, land of coral reefs, land of ancient civilizations and traditions. Picture a paradise of over 7,600 islands scattered like jewels across the Pacific. Welcome to the Philippines, one of the world's most exciting and wild archipelagos, where only 2,000 islands are inhabited, leaving the rest of the flora and fauna untouched, hiding their secrets. This country, where nature expresses itself in extraordinary ways, lies along the dreaded Ring of Fire, with over 20 active volcanoes shaping its landscape, including Mount Mayon, famous for its near-perfect conical shape. The natural wealth of this land manifests in multiple forms. Beneath the ocean's surface, the Philippines stands as the world's marine biodiversity capital, with the Tabataha Triangle alone hosting 40% of the world's known coral fish species. On land, unique creatures like the tiny tarsier, with its disproportionately large eyes, find refuge among trees laden with exotic fruits like durian and meringue, while fruits such as the Gamaras mango are globally renowned for their unmatched sweetness. The country's millennial history reveals itself in the majestic Banawe rice terraces, built over 2,000 years ago by the Ifugao people, and now a UNESCO heritage site, rightfully nicknamed the Eighth Wonder of the World. Here, agricultural tradition is also expressed through unique rice varieties that paint the fields in black, red, and purple, each with its own nutritional properties. The city streets, particularly in Manila, which holds the record for the world's most densely populated city, are teeming with jeepneys, vibrant public transportation vehicles born from local creativity that transformed American military jeeps, abandoned after World War II, into true mobile works of art. The Filipino population, among the youngest in the world, expresses its vibrancy through a unique culture. It's no surprise that cities like Manila and Makati have been declared world selfie capitals, while karaoke, present on every corner of the country, has become almost a national religion. Hospitality, encompassed in the word kababayan, meaning fellow countrymen, manifests in hundreds of annual festivals like Sinulog, Ati-Atihan, and Pahiyas, where tradition and religion merge in an explosion of colors and dances. But perhaps this nation's most surprising peculiarity is the Filipinos' passion for Christmas. Here, they celebrate the world's longest Christmas season, starting in September and ending in January, with the famous Ber months, the final 4 months of the year, transforming the entire archipelago into a festive tropical paradise for over a third of the year. This unique combination of spectacular nature, ancient traditions, and intense culture makes the Philippines a destination that continues to amaze and fascinate visitors from every corner of the planet. Let's now visit its most beautiful and iconic places. Northern Palawan, a landscape unfolds that seems painted by a divine artist's hand. Giant limestone pinnacles emerge from turquoise waters, creating a maze of 45 islands where secret lagoons hide behind stone walls. The tides reveal hidden beaches, accessible only through narrow passages between the rocks. The crystal-clear sea hosts a marine ecosystem of extraordinary richness, where sea turtles swim among gardens of multicolored corals. This corner of paradise represents the quintessence of Filipino natural beauty, where each bay and lagoon tells a different story of tropical perfection. On the mountains of Luzon extends a monument to human perseverance, carved into the rock over 2,000 years ago. The rice terraces climb the mountainsides like steps to the sky, following perfect contour lines that extend for over 10,000 square kilometers. An ancient irrigation system, passed down through generations, keeps this agricultural masterpiece alive. The Ifugao people continue to cultivate these terraces using ancient techniques, preserving not just a landscape, but an entire cultural heritage. This extraordinary example of landscape architecture thus represents the perfect harmony between human necessity and respect for nature. Tabataha Reef. In the depths of the Sulu Sea, we find a marine ecosystem that represents the heart of global marine biodiversity. This coral atoll, a UNESCO heritage site, hosts over 600 fish species and 360 coral species, numbers that make it one of the planet's richest marine life locations. Schools of gray sharks patrol the waters while giant manta rays glide gracefully above the coral formations. Accessible only during the brief summer season, this remote underwater paradise has remained intact thanks to its isolated geographical position. This reef represents the Philippines' most precious underwater treasure, a primordial ecosystem that tells the story of marine life. In the Bicol region stands the world's most perfect volcano, a cone of extraordinary symmetry rising against the sky. Mount Mayon, with its almost mathematically perfect conical shape, rises 2,463 meters, while plumes of smoke constantly remind us of its active nature. The fertile volcanic soil surrounding it has given life to lush plantations and verdant forests. Its hypnotic beauty hides a history of powerful eruptions that have shaped not only the landscape, but also the culture of local populations. This fire giant represents the perfect symbol of beauty and danger that characterize the Philippine archipelago. Boracay. In the heart of the Visayas lies a strip of finest white sand that has conquered the world with its beauty. White Beach, just 4 kilometers long, sparkles like talcum powder under the tropical sun, while the crystal clear waters take on shades ranging from turquoise to cobalt blue. At sunset, the sky takes on spectacular colors, creating a seemingly unreal scenario. The island's recent rebirth, after a period of environmental restoration, has returned Boracay to its original splendor, transforming it into a model of sustainable tourism. This island represents the very essence of tropical paradise, where nature shows all its capacity for regeneration. Coron. Hidden in the Palawan archipelago, Coron is a tropical paradise that seems suspended between reality and dreams. Its crystal clear waters, surrounded by towering limestone cliffs, are a sanctuary for extraordinary marine life, making it a favorite destination for every type of adventurer. The sunken World War II wrecks offer a unique adventure for history and diving enthusiasts, while hidden lagoons provide perfect moments of absolute tranquility. The beauty of Coron, with its white sand beaches and turquoise waters, is so surreal. It almost seems like
A painting, a natural masterpiece that reminds us of the importance of preserving our planet.
vegan. Along the western coast of Luzon stands a city where time seems to have stopped in the Spanish colonial period. Vigan's cobblestone streets, a UNESCO heritage site, are lined with ancient mansions that blend Spanish architecture, Chinese influences, and Filipino building techniques. At sunset, lanterns illuminate the porticos, creating an atmosphere from another era. In artisan workshops, ancient looms continue to weave precious local cotton textiles, while the aroma of Ilocos region culinary specialties fills the streets. This city represents the most complete testimony of an Asian colonial trading settlement, preserved almost intact through the centuries. Batanes. At the northernmost point of the Philippines, where the South China Sea meets the Pacific Ocean, lies a windswept archipelago shaped by the forces of nature. The rolling hills of Batanes, eternally green, plunge into the sea, creating dramatic cliffs. Traditional Ivatan villages, with their distinctive stone houses with kogan grass roofs, have withstood powerful tropical storms for centuries. Here, ancient farming practices survive on terraces that follow the hillside contours, while cattle herds graze freely on meadows overlooking the ocean. This remote archipelago represents the Philippines' last frontier, where nature still dictates the rhythm of daily life. Siargao. In the heart of the Philippine Sea rises an island that has enchanted surfers worldwide. Here you'll find Cloud 9, a legendary wave and one of the world's most famous, loved by surfers for the perfect tube that forms when it breaks over the coral reef. Nearby, palm trees lean over the beach, creating a postcard-perfect landscape. The Magpupunco natural pools appear and disappear with the tides, revealing magnificent scenery. Inland, crystal-clear lagoons are surrounded by mangrove forests, where traditional boats glide silently through natural channels. Siargao embodies the perfect balance between tropical paradise and surfer's haven, a place where the ocean sets life's rhythm. Taal volcano. In central Philippines stands one of the planet's rarest geological wonders. Taal volcano, a unique phenomenon worldwide, is a volcano rising within a volcanic lake, creating a spectacular system of concentric lakes and craters. The crater lake's waters blend with the surrounding landscape, while sulfurous vapors rise from the surface, constantly reminding us of the sleeping giant's active nature. Since 1572, the volcano has shown its power in 34 documented eruptions, each redrawing the surrounding landscape in dramatic and spectacular ways. Just an hour from Manila, the capital, this volcanic complex has shaped a unique ecosystem over millennia, where nature's force often manifests in all its power. Palawan. Palawan is a paradise of unmatched natural beauty in the Philippines, known for its crystal-clear waters, pristine beaches, and rich biodiversity. El Nido and Bacuit Bay offer idyllic landscapes of limestone cliffs emerging from turquoise waters, perfect for snorkeling, diving, and kayaking. Palawan is also an example of sustainable tourism, with local communities committed to conserving its unique natural resources and wildlife, including the rare Palawan snipe. Siquijor. Located in the heart of the Bohol Sea, this tropical pearl enchants visitors with its white sandy beaches and swaying palm trees. Nicknamed the island of fiery sunsets, it offers wonderful natural spectacles every evening. Along the coast, sea caves hide turquoise lagoons, while in the island's interior, ancient banyan trees create natural cathedrals of aerial roots and shade. This pristine oasis represents a paradise where the slow rhythm of island life blends with the wild beauty of nature. Camigan. Off Mindanao's coast lies a volcanic island where 7 volcanoes have created a landscape of extraordinary beauty. Known as the island born of fire, Camiguin contains in just 238 square kilometers a unique concentration of natural wonders, including hot springs, waterfalls, volcanic black sand beaches, and coral reefs. During low tide, a sunken sanctuary emerges, a giant cross marking where a cemetery sank following a volcanic eruption in 1871. While offshore, tiny Manteague Island enchants with its white sand beaches and turquoise waters, offering a striking contrast to the main island's volcanic landscape. This island represents a microcosm where volcanic forces have created a tropical paradise of rare beauty. Chocolate Hills. The Chocolate Hills in Bohol are a unique geological phenomenon, with over 1,200 hill formations extending across a landscape that looks like a world of candy. During the dry season, the foliage covering the hills turns brown, giving them the appearance of enormous chocolate mounds. These hills are the result of millennia of marine sediment erosion and represent one of the Philippines' most iconic landscapes. The view from above is particularly impressive at dawn or sunset when the hills seem to glow with their own light. Sagada Valley. In the Cordillera Mountains opens a valley where ancient traditions and idyllic landscapes merge into a mystical experience. Famous for its hanging coffins suspended on rock faces, according to an ancient funeral tradition, Sagada maintains a deep spiritual connection with the land. Limestone caves hide ancient burial sites, while rice terraces stretch as far as the eye can see. The fresh mountain air is permeated with the scent of ancient pine trees that cover the surrounding valleys. This valley represents a bridge between the earthly and spiritual worlds, where ancient traditions continue to live undisturbed. Cebu. In the heart of the Philippine archipelago rises an island where colonial history and natural wonders blend into a unique cultural mosaic. Cebu City, the Philippines' oldest city, still preserves the cross planted by Magellan in 1521, symbolizing the meeting of East and West. Its colonial streets tell 500 years of history, while Taoist temples mix with Catholic churches. The city itself is a fascinating contrast between old and new, where glass and steel skyscrapers stand beside old Spanish quarters, while traditional markets thrive in the shadow of modern shopping malls. This island represents the perfect balance between historical heritage and natural beauty, a place where every corner tells a piece of the Philippines' past and present. Kawasan Falls. In Cebu's jungle hides a series of waterfalls that seem part of a dream. Turquoise waters cascade through 3 levels of natural pools, creating a spectacle of rare beauty. The surreal color of the water is due to minerals present in the mountain's rocky substrate. Ancient giant bamboo bends over the water's surface, creating natural tunnels that filter sunlight into spectacular rays. This natural sanctuary represents one of the most extraordinary examples of how water can sculpt the landscape, creating an oasis of peace in the jungle. Malapascua, in the Visayan Sea, an island of just 2 square kilometers, guards one of the Pacific Ocean's most extraordinary natural spectacles. In the crystal-clear depths surrounding Malapascua, the elusive thresher sharks have found their sanctuary. At first light, these majestic predators emerge from the depths, offering a show that repeats daily. The ocean currents that lap the island have created an extraordinarily rich marine ecosystem over time, where over 500 coral species create a perfect habitat for all types of marine creatures. The island's waters also hide World War II wrecks, while on the surface, remote white sand beaches alternate with fishing villages unchanged by time. Apo Island, a small volcanic gem off Negro's coast, famous for its clear waters and one of the country's most flourishing and ancient coral reefs. This marine paradise hosts vast biodiversity. Swimming here means immersing yourself among multicolored corals, tropical fish, and especially the iconic sea turtles that populate the shallow waters around the island. Apo is also renowned among divers and snorkeling enthusiasts for its coral gardens and rich variety of marine life, including anemones, clownfish, and numerous other species. Its pristine beauty and the local community's commitment to environmental conservation make it one of the Philippines' most appreciated ecotourism destinations, where nature expresses all its wonder, both above and below the water's surface. The Hundred Islands. In Lingayen Gulf extends an archipelago of 124 limestone islands, shaped over millennia by the relentless work of sea and wind. These rock formations, once part of the coral reef, now stand like green sentinels from the crystal-clear waters, creating a scenario that seems to have emerged from a fantastic tale. During low tide, white sand spits connect some of the islands, revealing ephemeral paths that disappear with the returning waters. The marine biodiversity of this area has created a unique ecosystem where sea turtles and dugongs find refuge. This maze of islands represents one of Southeast Asia's most spectacular examples of marine erosion. Manila, in Southeast Asia's busiest bay, rises a metropolis where colonial past and futuristic future collide in a kaleidoscope of fascinating contrasts. The old city, Intramuros, enclosed by its 16th century Spanish walls, jealously guards its Baroque churches, while nearby the skyscrapers of Makati and Bonifacio Global City challenge the sky with their bold forms. Streets teeming with colorful jeepneys wind between traditional markets and ultra-modern shopping malls, while the bay's sunset, one of the world's most spectacular, tints the horizon gold. This megalopolis represents the Philippines' beating heart, where tradition and modernity dance a perpetual urban ballet. Lake Cebu. In the highlands of South Cotabato stretches a lake surrounded by ancient culture and lush nature. Here, the Taboli people preserve ancient traditions like the art of dream weaving, where weavers create patterns inspired by dreams, transforming dream visions into textile designs rich in cultural symbolism. Their traditional canoes glide silently on the lake's waters, among giant water lilies and fish farms. Seven spectacular waterfalls precipitate from the surrounding forest, connected by one of Southeast Asia's highest zip lines, allowing a unique perspective over the jungle. This sacred place represents a last stronghold of Philippine indigenous culture, where nature and tradition dance in perfect harmony. Caramoan. In the eastern peninsula of Camarines, Soar hides a relatively unexplored Pacific paradise. Caramoan is a maze of limestone islands, sea caves, and hidden beaches where rock formations emerge from the sea like ancient stone sentinels. Being remote, the primitive beauty of the landscape has been preserved, made up of deserted coves and pristine seabeds. Local communities still live following the rhythm of the tides, in fishing villages where time seems to have never passed. This remote corner of the Philippines represents one of the last paradises where wild nature meets the authenticity of island life. Nakpan Beach in northern El Nido stretches a 4-kilometer beach, characterized by a particular coastal formation with a double bay. This beach, still preserved from mass tourism, maintains intact the characteristics of an unspoiled tropical coastal environment. It's dotted with palms providing natural shade, while the sea maintains crystal clear waters thanks to the absence of large tourist structures. Moreover, the shallow seabeds and coral reef naturally protect the coast from marine erosion. And this stretch of coast perhaps represents one of the Philippines' last examples of preserved tropical shoreline. Iligan. In northern Mindanao rises a city known as the City of Majestic Waterfalls, where over 20 waterfalls create an unparalleled natural spectacle. The most imposing, Maria Cristina Falls, nicknamed the Queen of Philippine Waterfalls, plunges 98 meters through a rocky gorge, providing not only a breathtaking spectacle but also hydroelectric power to the region. The city perfectly blends its industrial heritage with natural beauty, while ancient mosques and churches testify to the region's rich cultural mosaic. This place represents a unique example of how nature and progress can coexist in harmony. Leyte. In the heart of the eastern Visayas extends an island where history and nature intertwine inseparably. Here, the waters of Leyte Gulf witnessed one of World War II's greatest naval battles, while today these same waters host some of the most spectacular whale-watching sites. Its Tonggonan hot springs, among the world's largest, create a surreal landscape of vapors and boiling pools, while Calangaman's beaches extend like white sand spits into the crystal-clear ocean. This island embodies the resilience of the Filipino people, reborn multiple times from typhoon devastations, to still show all its extraordinary beauty today. Concluding this visual journey through the Philippines, we've moved from the charm of its most exciting landscapes to the most celebrated icons of its islands and cities, discovering together not just places, but also curiosities that make every corner of this archipelago unique. We hope that the images and stories told have enriched your knowledge and stimulated the desire to personally explore the varied beauty of this tropical nation.